PHP web shells are something we've already used in a previous video. Back in file uploading exploit, we uploaded this simple backdoor.php, and we can see here that it's a program that takes in a command line argument. In this case, it gives you this example here, and will return the results of that command when it's passed into the address bar. And it's called a web shell because it's able to execute commands on behalf of an attacker onto the server. So web shells themselves can vary a lot in their complexity. This happens to be one of the simplest web shells possible, in that it only takes in commands through the address bar. But web shells can also be very complicated and even contain a lot of tools for a hacker to use. For example, they could contain a file manager, they could contain automatic tools to try and attack a database or a mailing system to send emails. The images you see on your screen right now are from a real-world hacking incident. This is a real-life web shell being used in the open to attack a server and being actively used by hackers. In our case, though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a more simple web shell that will allow file listing as well as file uploading. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of this and go back to our patient uploading here. I'm going to use the same exploit we used before, or we could just upload arbitrary files to this. So I'm going to go to my desktop, and here I have this a.php file. Click on that and click open and upload. I now have it here on the patient files list. If I click on this, it gives me a login prompt. Now, before I continue, I'm going to stress that I am working right now with actual malicious software. So I do have precautions in place to help prevent any kind of effects on my end. But if you're going to mess around with this kind of stuff on your end, take caution. There are a lot of web shells out there, and a lot of them are not programmed in a friendly way. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and log in with the password for this web shell. And you can see here we now have two different sections. We have one for command execution. We have full remote path and then file upload. So what I can do here is I can just do a simple command like lsl, and we can see that we have two files. One of them is our backdoor and the other is the web shell. We can also run the command pwd, press enter, and we can see that this is our absolute working directory within the system right now. We could then start using this to explore the system in general. So if I could do like lsl/etc, press enter, and we can see we have all the configuration files for this particular server. Now, we can't really do much with these because they're all owned by root, but we could view these files. For example, we could see like what the configuration is for OpenSSL or OpenVPN. We can exfiltrate a lot of data from the system by using this method.